Hey guys, thanks for joining me for this one. In this video, I just thought it would be interesting to do a quick video looking at average income and medium income of each different age demographic in Canada. This data is from 2016 to 2020, I just found it really interesting, so I wanted to share with you guys. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps my videos get out to more people and us grow the channel. And would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Are these amounts lower or higher than you thought? Is there any age group specifically that surprised you? So we're just going to go through this quickly. The first age group that we're looking at is 16 to 24-year-olds across Canada. As you look at this cohort, the average income is about $17,700. Lots of these probably students working summer jobs. Median income about $13,000, so slightly less if you look at the average, kind of probably right sizing some of the people at the top who may be making a lot of money out of school or something like that. So not a ton of money for people, but hopefully people who are 16 to 24 are lucky enough to have maybe support from family, friends living at home, don't really have a lot of expenses yet, able to get access to student debt if that's something that they're trying to pursue in a career that makes sense and can pay it back. Now, just out of interest, I wasn't doing this before, but I wonder if we go to a geography or a province like Ontario, how drastically that changes. And thank you guys for plugging and playing around with me here or letting me do so. But okay, so it's actually not too much different. I thought there would be a bigger delta in a province like Ontario, but only about $300-400 more in terms of average income, which is actually surprising to me. So it seems like generally it's pretty well pretty fair across the board in terms of the provinces by that quick gut check. We'll continue that as we go on to the older age groups. The second age group here is 25 to 34. And on 25 to 34-year-olds, you see the average income jump all the way up to 47,000, median income up to 40,000. So these people obviously are starting to move out, have their own house, being a bigger part of the economy, potentially getting married, starting a family, stuff like that. So they do make more money. They are able to be a bit more established in their careers and kind of have more time to figure out their careers. So we're seeing that huge increase from 16 to 24, almost a triple when we go to 25 to 34, given the life stage of these people. And just another check again to see how different it is. So we're 47,000 average. If we go to just Ontario instead of Canada, that goes up to, wow, it's the same again. That was surprising to me. Let me know if that's surprising to you in the comments. I'm just doing that because Toronto and some of the bigger cities in Ontario rather are relatively high cost of living and have a lot more corporate jobs and stuff like that. So I would have thought that the amounts would be higher, but that's interesting that it's not really any delta among people 16 to 34. Now, $47,000 for 25 to 34. Once we go to 35 to 44, let's see what happens there. We see about a $13,000 increase up to about $60,000 average income. And these are people really in the prime of their careers, you'd think. So that does make a lot of sense that we see income up that dramatically. Median income about $10,000 less. Once again, it's removing, the extremes of the distribution. So people making $1 million a year and people making no money are kind of canceling each other out. And then this is just more the truly average person in society, not the average that was skewed by executives. Okay, going from 35 to 44, which is 60,000 a year, up to 45 to 54. And we see a slight increase, so only about $3,000 up on average income. That's interesting. I would have thought we'd see a bit more of a pickup as people are really in their prime earning years of their career. Even if they're just getting like inflationary raises and stuff like that, you'd think that people are making more. Maybe we're seeing some people in their 50s, early 50s, start to retire, and that's weighing down the averages a bit. But that was a bit surprising to me not to see a bigger tick up when we go to 45 to 54. But nonetheless, it is still the highest age group we've seen so far at 63,000. Oh, and I just realized that I'm looking at 2016 numbers. So 2020 numbers is actually 67,000. So I think that's probably pretty close to for all of them. Probably 5 to 10% inflation from the numbers I was quoting. But you can kind of go back and see what they were on on the screen anyway. And then finally going 55 to 64 before going into retirees, and we see that actually go down. So 63,000 in 2016. I think it was 67,000 in 2020. Down about $10,000 to 57,000 once you get from 55 to 64. So I attribute that to just more people retiring in this age frame. Some people who were successful probably got the opportunity to retire early, living off of savings, potentially dividends, stuff like that. And for those people who've done well, that's good to see them, enjoy their life and take some time back for themselves and for their hobbies. But you kind of start seeing that drop from 55 to 64-year-olds. And then you go to 65 and over. So these are people who are hopefully retired, and you see their income drop to $40,000 in 2016, $43,000 in 2020. So still making a good amount of money, probably off of investments and stuff like that, since I have this as total income, Social Security, Canadian pension plan, et cetera, et cetera. But you can see their income obviously significantly down from the peak at $63,000. So these people hopefully have a nice nest egg built up that they can continue to get this level of money, inflation adjusted over a long period of time, so they can live long lives and not have to worry about their finances too much. But I think in general, as I looked at this, it just really shows the value of being able to save money when you're relatively young, invest in assets that are going to deliver income for you, whether that's real estate or the stock market, dividend stocks. Because even if you can, carve out a portfolio that pays you an extra $5,000 a year in dividends, that may take you a year, that may take you 10 years to build throughout your 20s and 30s, but it could really help you later in life accelerate your quality of life, have 5 to 10% more income coming in once you retire. Maybe you can even retire a year or two early, knowing you have that $500 a month in dividend income or something like that coming in. So I just, put that in your head to consider as you're looking at what your career looks like, what your earnings potential looks like throughout the decades. You can kind of see here from going through this exercise, it's tough for everyone out there to get high incomes. Lots of people, even when they're in their 40s and their 50s, they're not making an amount of money that they can comfortably not have to worry about their finances and stuff like that. So building incremental income streams through something as simple as dividend investing can really take a lot of stress off of your shoulders as you get older and have more responsibilities, have more potential health concerns, and want to slow down. So I just found this to be an interesting thing to look at. And just for fun, I'm going to go back quick and look at some of the other age groups that I was accidentally looking at 2016 for. So 16 to 24, up to $21,000 is the average, probably highly skewed by those people that are either 18 plus who just got a job out of high school or something like that, or newly graduated college students that are making a good starting income. 25 to 34, going back, is $50,000. So like I said, everything's about 5 to 10% inflation from the numbers I initially quoted. Sorry for the mistakes. 35 to 44 is $65,000. And then 44 to 54, which I think we saw a couple $1,000s inflation on before, is $67,000. So yeah, that was one of the surprises to me. Didn't expect 45 to 54 to only be a couple $1,000s more than 35 to 44. And also just generally didn't expect people to be retiring as early, but I guess that's a good thing in terms of the 55 to 64 range actually going down. So that's my takeaways. Hope you guys got some value out of this. Hope it motivated someone to, consider starting a passive income stream, another retirement investment vehicle in terms of providing yourself with your own dividend income, not relying on pension plans and work pensions and stuff like that as you get older. And hopefully that can unlock some freedom for you down the line in terms of time and things you want to do with your life. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts or if there was any surprises in this data, or let me know what type of content you like to see, or any stocks that you own or are interested in. Would love to engage with you guys in the comments. See you guys in the next one.